Oh, Maya's sad. Oh, that was a close one. I know, you were giving it all you to defend me. But I could feel death penalty hanging in the air. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself. But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories and tricked everyone into believing you. But thanks. Wait, tricked? That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the net witness who I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart. I guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose, me and my sister's ghost will come after you and haunt you forever. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Mia? Yeah. Do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Well, I didn't know that. There's no one standing next to me. Why is that? Court will now reconvene. Now, the first order of... Ow! I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy. Yes, sir. Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. Do we get to see these photos yet? Witness, your name and occupation, if you please. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know. Yowza. Name and occupation. I declare, what in tarnation? Hey, Judge, this here violence against my fair self. That's fine. That's a fine? That ain't fine. That's a whip. Eh. There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. My name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. Now. Let's all be one big happy family, okay? Oh, only the doc and the defendant went into the channel and chamber. We were waiting outside the door, and then bang! We hear this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down. We rushed into the room. Inside was a dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. And did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place? A reckon course. Excuse me. Reckon course, short for you reckon. Of course I did. Ah! Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your picture to the court. A moment of truth. What will be in that picture? Okay, so as we were... I don't know if you're here for it, man, but what we found out is when they medium channels, and it's why we see Mia, is she whipping the witness and the judge, dude, and the judge. When the medium channels a spirit, the spirit takes over their body, right? Which is why we see Mia, because the spirit actually takes on the living form of themselves. In the clothes, like the clothes don't change because clothes aren't a living form. And what we speculate is the reason that they all have Mia's hairstyle is because hair's dead, right? They're dead. It's dead. So that's why they get the face of themselves and the boobs of themselves. And the height, because Maya's really short. But they always have Maya's hair because, yeah, hair is dead and clothes are dead. That's what we've come up with. What we're going to find out, though, and everyone sees, because remember that everyone, like in the last case, people were seeing Maya and they're like, who was that? And we're like, that was Maya. And they're like, no, that wasn't Maya, that was someone else, because she was channeling Mia. Yeah, that's right. And, so, but will the photo see the body of who it is? Because otherwise we're going to get a photo. We could be getting a photo of the nurse here. Let's see here. This here is the picture. That's not where she was. She was standing over here. The game's cheating. It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in the room. Right? Like, they've obviously done that so we don't see her face, because otherwise we'd see the nurse's face and boobs. Because when we went into the room, she was standing over on the right, facing the doorway. The game is definitely cheating here. Bad game deving. Don't like it. Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I'll clear all doubt about Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Only the doctor defendant went into the channel and chamber.
Hold it!
Was it really only those two that went in?
Objection!
What are you blabbering about? You were there too, were you not? No, but for the court. Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them? Yes, Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two that went into the room. Hold on. We can't have the defense testifying it's against his own client. Anyway, folks, only the two of them went into the channel and chamber, you hear? But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness continue. We were waiting outside the door and then bang, we hear this gunshot.
Hold it!
Was it really a gunshot?
Objection!
Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. I'm just going to annoy her. Why did you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot? Yes. I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. And why are we here listening to the defense testify? And the world becomes just a little cruel. I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I tell you, that was a gunshot I heard. Now this is where the story heats up. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down and we rushed into the room.
Hold it!
So let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down. Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you tell us what happened then? I think she's hitting on us. Like, I think she's over there, like, having a dreamy time, you know? Making eyes at us. She's just looking at the hair going, want to run my fingers through that spiky hair, you know? Why does this feel like an inquisition? No need for apologizing, that was great. You're a real man. Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to see. I think he's crushing on us as well. The judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign. And what did you see once you broke in? Inside was a dead victim, a defendant waving a pistol around.
Hold it!
I think she knows we lift. Or maybe she's looking at our oddly oversized hands and she's just thinking she'd get a real good deep massage with that. Seriously, if this lawyer thing fails, I reckon he should become a masseuse. Like, he'd get some super deep tissue with these massive knuckles of his. You sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. Lotta seems also confident in her testimony. Press harder. Lotta, please think back to that day one more time. What you getting at? Remember what you said when we broke into the room? Yeah, see, look, there's the door. And here is the person holding the gun facing the door. Did not have the back to the door we broke into. I was murdered. That's not Maya's face. Maya's like this tall, right? Maya sits like here. And this is definitely not Maya cleavage. Just saying. Then she took the photo with her facing the door. That's the click of the photo. Lotta, at the time like this, times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Ma? When you saw the murder at that time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not. Am I correct? Well, you see... Order. Miss Hart, you're here to present accurate testimony. Yeah, so sorry. Good, this shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness, think back to when these two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered, one of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Maya that went in. Looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture, which could not have been the picture you took, because in the picture where you took, she was standing over here facing this way. And the screen was a lot further over, because otherwise how's he supposed to get the bullet hole through the screen? Sloppy. Sloppy. Exactly. I wonder if there's a Reddit thread about how bad this photo is in the series. You know, like, doesn't, like... What's that called? There's a dude in movies, and their job is to... Probably on television as well, but their job is to make sure when the, like, directors call action and whatnot, that anything that was in the previous scene is like that at the start of the next scene. Like, to keep all the consistency, like, flowing. You know, so that people on the internet don't be like, but notice how in this scene he's holding the mug in his right hand, and then when it cuts back, he's holding it in his left hand. You know, whoever's job was in this, we just found them. You know, like, right, subtract that one again. I swear, those two, there was no one else in the room. Are you absolutely certain of that? I sure am. But that old witch chased us out of the room, so... Old witch. Did she mean Morgan Fay? But there was no one else in there, and you know it. The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about behind the folding screen? What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there? Rec given? Huh? What in the... Rec given? You know, you reckon that's a given? What's the thing? Widja didja? Widja didja? Yeah, did you bring your truck, widja didja? That took me a good look around the room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. I may have a word with you, Miss Hart. What? You got a problem? Rec given. I mean, I'm having a little difficulty understanding you. If you would stop saying such things as reckon given... Ah! Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony or don't you? There is nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth. Seems there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony. At the time of the crime, the only two people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey. The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. Which is dumb. However, when we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. Yeah, the photo's a clear Photoshop. And not the real photo. If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have the judge against me. Is there anything I can present that would prove Maya in that photo? We got nothing. No, we can't see her face because the photo is not accurate to events that happened, which I'm really surprised because one of the things I've noticed in the game, a lot of the things I've done, like the detail makes sense of what happened in the scenes and things, whereas this is clearly not what, like, at the moment this photo was taken, she was standing on the other side of the victim, facing the doorway where the photographer's standing. And we knew that when the photo was taken and leading up to this point, but like the photo, she's going to be facing the camera and hopefully we'll get to see her face. And we don't. The only thing we get is that she's clearly much taller than she is, but that's a bit too hard to place. So the game dev screwed us by providing an inaccurate representation of what the photo would look like. And especially on here, like it shows... Where's the map? Is that the floor plan? Oh, it doesn't show it here, but yeah, victim there. And we had to put that the person was down here, which is where they were. And the door is over here. The camera was looking straight at her. So it's just, yeah, just straight up getting screwed by game dev. Well, Mr. Wright. Nothing, Your Honor. Look, yeah, she's making doe eyes at us. That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Maybe we're supposed to show that the photos are fake? I don't know. You really should give up trying to prove this is not Maya Fey. I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument. That's enough. Is it? Hello, Chloe Bear. Hey, you want to come say Let's get that big cat. Oh, he's getting big. Yeah. Do you need to go outside and pee? Okay, go on. Why, chat? I'm going to start pumping on. Well, maybe she'll get big enough where she can just jump up on the chair and knock me over. You know, that's what's going to happen at some stage. She's just going to come bounding in. I think it's quite obvious that this court, that a verdict of not guilty is not possible. Oh, that doesn't sound good. I told you. I told you totally 100% impossible. Miss Von Karma, do you have any further questions for this witness? Having established the defendant's guilt, further questioning won't be needed. What about the defense? No further questions, I presume? I couldn't protect Maya. The defense. Phoenix. You can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Mia? Wait, that's the nurse. That's not... Wait. That's not right. You notice the hair? That's not Maya. Well, that's not me. That's not Maya channeling Mia. That's Pearly. I guess I made it just in time, wouldn't you say? But pearls. Her clothes are a bit small. Anyway, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go. But how? She's already taken away every advantage. The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully one more time about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday? To Dr. Gray. Click. The second photo, right? I was murdered. What? Click. Loaded at a time like this. Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. You see, there's one final piece to this puzzle. Mia. Question one, Lotta, one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully. That outfit is like 80% boob. Well, okay, remember, what we said before, when a spirit medium channels a person, they take on the form of that person. The hair and clothes don't change. Now, currently that is like a... I can't remember how old they said Pearly is. Pearly is very little. Right? So the clothes she wears very little. And she's just channeled into like a 30-year-old woman who's not very little. So the outfit looks small. Kind of like Hulk, right? She kind of like hulks up into the people she's channeling. Now then, this court would like to end cross-examination period. Please wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request that the witness testify one more time. Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore, it's fine. I'll allow another testimony. Von Karma's case is perfect. Absolutely flawless. And what better time than this for you to see that? But I mean, I have some place. I must go after this. Alright, I'll allow it. Miss Hart, hurry up and give us another testimony. Well, heck. What am I supposed to talk about? Please tell us once more what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber. Okay, you got it. See? You got through the judge somehow, right? Well, actually, it was Von Karma's whip that got through to him. Or maybe he was looking over here and he saw this, like, size 4 outfit on a lady that's more front than back. Yeah. Win discount part 2. When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was mine. I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff, but I still managed to point my camera at mine and take a shot. I think sounds different from before. Parts of her testimony are very vague. I should press her on those sections. Struggle all you like as you taste the bitterness of your defeat. Well, amuse me with your useless questions, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm waiting. I can definitely see her as the type that, you know, comes sees Phoenix in the evening. You know, doesn't want to get caught, you know, mingling with the opposition, but, you know, the scandal, you know, for some whipping. Yeah. You know, yep. Okay. All you do is focus on Maya. Kind of scared of the dead body. Didn't take a good look. Don't care. Really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff. Still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot. This one stood out to me. Hold it! 2, right? 2 what? 2 shots. You took 2 shots. But only one has been submitted as evidence. Hey, I'm a duck. How you doing? Miss Hart, where is the other picture you have been withholding? No, you've got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know I could be a little mean, but I ain't evil. Well, at least she knows herself. Then why have you not shown us this other picture to the court yet? Well, ain't it obvious? The prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it. What? Von Karma. Like father, like daughter. Miss Von Karma, you're hiding critical evidence? Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like this. You're as bad as your father. You should be saying that out loud. Confront Franziska. Your Honor, the defense asks that Prosecutor Von Karma be held in contempt of court. Well, yes. Me? In contempt of court? You can't be serious. But you hid evidence from the court on purpose. That's not... Seriously, that's not fair! I'm telling Miss Teacher on you! Come on, Phoenix, you're a lawyer or a school child? I picked it. Like, come on, seriously, man. I was so angry I lost my composure. Miss Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to the court? I thought this picture was not important and thus felt no need to submit it. That's all. How could you think? The pictures were more or less the same, so why bother with the second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence. More trouble than it's worth? How? How can you say that? If you want to see that badly, I'll submit it. That is clearly not Maya. In more ways than one. What is this? What is this picture? It's obviously the second picture the witness took the day of the scene of the crime. Well, it's a little off-center, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur. I think the important point here is that the person in this picture, most definitely not Maya Fey. What is the meaning of this? Now, should I not insist that this person in the picture is not Maya Fey? Well, I mean, why would you not insist it is? Oh man, like, why would you even think about dropping the issue, right? Your Honor, as you can plainly see, the person in the picture is not Maya Fey. Yes, I see that. It's not just her face. Her whole body has taken on a different appearance. Yeah, she's had massive breast implants and gotten like a foot taller. And got real dummy thick. There is only one conclusion that can be drawn then. That somehow this other person snuck in and traded places with the defendant. Order, order, order. Well, yes, I believe you are correct, Mr. Wright. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey. Mia, we did it. You're too soft. Huh? You're softer than Aunt Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix. Is she talking about her demeanor? Or, you know. Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face. She's smiling. I think you'd better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Miss Von Karma, what do you mean by that? Your Honor, I would like for you to take a look at this picture. This was taken yesterday at the detention center's visitors room. That's Mia. That's not the nurse, that's Mia. This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant Maya Fey during his visit. Maya Fey. But isn't this a totally different person? She looks this way because she is obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit. I like how no one's noticed that the 10-year-old girl standing next to me is 30 years old and clearly a different person and massively underdressed. It's unbelievable that she can. Yet it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she is channeling. You hate Franziska? I think we all do. Yeah. Ms. Von Karma. A word, if I may? Mia. Taking pictures of someone during private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that picture can't be submitted as evidence? Obviously I know this picture is illegal. But I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place. What is she? From the moment I showed this picture to the court, the case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned into the judge's mind. But now the judge is like, what's the ruling? You always hear it on the American bom bom do 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 that show. It's like roots of the tainted tree or something. Fruit of the tainted tree or something is also tainted fruit or something. I don't know. So the judge is now tainted. That is Law and Order. It is too. So mistrial. We call for a mistrial. The judge is tainted. I don't have even a single witty line. Yeah, it is fruit of the poison tree. Yeah, that's right. Fruit of the poison tree is tainted. It looks like we've been had. I don't claim to understand this, and I still cannot believe it. Are you saying that this person, the defendant, is the defendant Maya Fey? If I give up here, the trial will end. If I slip up and say something wrong. Yeah, proof obtained illegally is not admissible, and anything that stems from that proof is also inadmissible, because you never would have got that if you'd gotten the first one legally. Which is, I guess it kind of makes sense, but it's also dumb, because if it is proof, it's proof. But I guess the fact that you have a legal system to protect criminals needs to be kept in place. I mean, protect people's rights to let criminals walk free or something. So anyway, I can prove that the person in this picture is not Maya. I don't think we can. Oh, we can. Well, maybe we can't. I need to see the whole photo. No, that's not it. That's not Maya. I can prove it. Your Honor. The fire's returned to your eyes, I see. Oh wow, you know who it is? It's Pearly. No, the hair. Wait. Oh, because we know it's not Maya. I know it's not Maya. Can't see the top. Well, no, it did. From the back one, we can see that it's. Maybe it's not Pearly. Well, this is afterwards, though. Dr. Danger, yeah, she was squatting during the shot. However, there's no bullet hole here. So it's a different outfit. Which means someone else is channeling the nurse, or this is Eni. I think it's just Eni. I think Eni was wearing an outfit. She's not actually channeling her older sister. She's just walked around and done it. I think Maya must have been unconscious at the time or something, because Maya said she was having a dream. So she's wearing a wig and an outfit. Maya got shot at or something. Maybe Maya was trying to channel. I don't know. This picture. I'm thinking too much. That's the fun of the game. Within this picture lies a critical condition to all the testimony up until now. Contradiction. So you think you've spotted a problem with this picture? Then earn your keep. Why don't you point out exactly what is so strange in this picture? We're going to get this wrong. Because originally it was her right sleeve didn't have a bullet hole in it. But it depends which way she's facing. Her right sleeve is here.
Take that!
Contradiction lies here. You don't sound very sure of yourself, Mr. Wright. Excuse me, but can you really tell me how much confidence I have in this? Humph. What is with that attitude? Well, that hurt. Didn't we just finish discussing her appearance changes during the challenge? Channeling? Wow, everything is... The clothes don't change, though. Phoenix, you have to think before you speak. You can't just blurt anything. Nick, I can't read it because it's whatever going too fast. Okay, let's go for the other one.
Take that!
Please direct your attention here. To the sleeve. But there isn't anything odd about it. And that's exactly what is so odd. Something that should be there suddenly missing. Should be there? Ah. There was a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well. Miss Von Kammer, you intended to hide this valuable piece of evidence. You will most certainly be assigned a penalty for this. Ah, your perfect record. Alright, this should do some major damage to her argument. Don't celebrate yet. You like to bring down the mood, don't you? One of these ones would be really funny if when he says, like, you like to bring down the mood, if she turns around and says, and just looks at him and goes, I am dead. I was murdered. You know. Take a look at Miss Von Kammer's face. She giving us doe eyes again? Man, she wants us so much. She's got that condescending grin plastered all over her face again. Tisk tisk. Jumping the gun again, I see. Your Honor. I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools. What do you mean? And what incompetent fools? If those fools down at the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I didn't, I could not have known that this picture was of any value to this case because she wasn't aware the bullet hole was supposed to be there, and she was just going to say that this face was due to the channeling, blah blah. I see. She's lying through her teeth, I know it. Use the thing then. Use the thing. That woman knew about everything. The bullet hole, the picture, everything. But you can't prove that. Franziska von Kammer's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Your Honor, you need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that Detective gets what's coming. Oh, she's going to give it to Gumshoe. I'm sure there'll be a great gnashing of teeth at his next salary discussion. Poor Gumshoe. In any case, this is a very big problem. When the defendant was taken to custody, her costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none. The judge is confused by this strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you've got into this one shot. All right. Got it. Watch this, Maya. Your Honor. The shooter is someone else. There is only one logical explanation for this contradiction. Yeah, the shooter is someone else. The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person clearly does not. There can only be one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was the defendant, but a different person altogether. What? I'm going with Eni at the moment. Order, order, order. If order is not restored, I will suspend this trial. Ow, ow, ah, why me? The defense's argument is a complete mess. Complete mess? I fail to see how. Please enlighten us. Hey, witness. Ah, what the heck? Is that any way to ask a gal a favor? Be quiet, you. You're the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room. Well, you know, if you were lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you'll see. But look, sis, you're looking mighty scary, so why don't we say you... Why? I swear I wasn't lying or nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there, honest. You see, now riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Where did the defendant vanish to? And where did this other woman appear from? As of lately, all I want to do is cry. If the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses two very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from? That's right, now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Come on, you can't fall apart here, Phoenix Wright. I can't believe that even Mia's calling me by my full name. But I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this? Dude, that's like the one clue we haven't played yet. Had enough yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or do you think you have enough to turn things around even now? To turn things around. Come on, Phoenix, don't be a dummy. That's right, Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective. Phoenix. So where did this intruder appear from? And where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at this situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in, the third person was already in the room? What if Maya had left the room somehow? If I could prove that either one of these conditions were true. Come on, Phoenix. Mr. Wright, let's see what you've come up with. I think what happened before we forced her into the channeling chamber is... Maya had left the room. Maya had left the channeling chamber at some point. And the defense can prove this. Oh? How a foolish fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolishly foolish dreams. Maya Fey was being looked after by her aunt, Morgan Fey. The chance of her leaving the crime scene is lower than a detective's salary. Now let's see some evidence. Prove that from the murder until the time of arrest, the defendant had left the room.
Take that!
Miss Hart, do you remember this key? Well, I've seen it. Hey, that's the channeling chamber key, right? Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from the inside with that. The defendant herself locked the door? Yeah. That's why we all couldn't get the door open. That key's the only one of a kind, after all. Oh, one of a kind, you say? Yeah, sweat it out. Wait, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Yes? Looks like she's catching on. I'm afraid to ask, but... why is that key currently in your possession? Huh? What do you mean? If Maya Fey locked herself in, then the key should have been with her. Yes, agreed. However, she did not have the key at the time of her arrest. Well, ain't that a kick? So how come you're holding it? I got this as a present from a certain little girl. And that little girl was nowhere near the crime scene at the time. That's preposterous. This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you. No! It seems we have come to an impasse. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted as evidence. Miss Von Karma? How can this be? At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant's guilt is not possible. My perfect case. How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm a prodigy. I have never lost a case. And I don't intend to lose here in this courtroom to a fool like you. I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict. Well, it looks like you're a judge. You're going to be seeing her in your chambers very soon. That's enough. If you would like to continue, do so in the lobby. Court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court is adjourned. Nice. Wow! That was you, Pearly. You summoned my sis. Yes, I felt I had no choice. So, Chroma, this is the medium that was standing next to us. Great going, Pearly. I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, did you know? Yeah. It's not like anyone else in there could have done that. Nick, I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room. I don't think that a third person could have gone into that room. Yeah. Well, at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like, what happened in that room, for instance. Yeah, I'm counting on you. I envy the two of you. Oh, by the way, Nick, do you think you could take Pearly back home for me? Sure. Alright, Pearls. You ready to go buy some tickets? Huh? A ticket? Poor thing. So sheltered. Wow. It's getting good.